All right, let's get started. So our tiers, similar to last time, top tier is going to be graduating with honors. This is above and beyond, not just graduating, but excelling at everything that they do, every situation we find them in. We've got the solo group project. These are the ones, these are the jokers who do a lot all on their own, picking up the slack for other jokers. You can probably expect that this kind of joker, they're gonna not just solo the one class, but they'll probably do well in their other class. They're probably graduating, but not quite graduating with honors across the board. We've got the see me after class tier. Maybe we were doing all right for a while, and then it just fell off. It just, we had the one exam that wasn't what we hoped it to be, and so we should discuss. And I think there's still hope for redemption. I think there's still hope for redirection there. We've also got the you were in the wrong class. It used to be we said you don't meet the prereqs, right? You shouldn't even be in this class. Why are you here? And then finally, not just you shouldn't be in my class, but you shouldn't be in any classes, expelled at the bottom here. We're going to start with Jimbo. Jimbo +4, but only costs $2. I think Jimbo is not strong enough to solo himself, I think. I feel like you're not going to complain about that. You're not going to fight me on that. I think Jimbo does a thing. For $4, Jimbo's mid for me. All right, we've got, let's see here. So the rest of these, the first 5 here, these are the ones that give you the plus mult. These are the ones that give you the plus mult for different hands that you play. And so they give you different amounts based on how difficult the hand is to make in theory, right? And, for example, Crazy gives you +12, but that's if you play straights. Droll gives you +10, but that's only if you play flushes. The Mad Joker is also +10. I think flushes and 2-pair are kind of comparable to each other. Of course, Jolly is easier to make just a regular pair, but then you only get 8 mult instead of 10 mult. Okay, looking at the 3 of these, I think Jolly does more than Jimbo. The question is does Jolly do enough more than Jimbo? And I think Jolly's still kind of mid for me. Alright, Decided Human asks, what if we had a 7 joker that made all 7s into freaky 7s? I don't know, maybe. Well, no distractions. We got a lot of work to do today. Okay, I think probably for me the best of these set is going to be Droll. And I think Droll, what I like about Droll is it's really easy to make flushes. No one's going to complain that it's easy to make flushes. It's also easy to make pairs, but the difference between, +10 compared to +8, early on this is 25% more. So I think, maybe I would put Droll here, but I'm not quite, Droll's not going to be soloing, I don't think. I think Droll's going to fall off rapidly, the +10 here. I think Crazy is fine. I think Crazy is probably close to, but not quite as good as Droll. I think I actually prefer Mad better because of how easy it is to make 2-pair for the +10. And probably the worst of these, I actually put Jimbo above Zany. Zany getting the 3 of a kind, so either 3 of a kind or a full house, or technically 4 of a kind, I think is just too difficult. I think one thing that you got to kind of realize is the context in which you are taking these things. You're not taking these things in ante 4. You're not taking these things in ante 6. You're taking these things in the first 2 antes, and then that's it. And then you sell them 2 antes later. Drizzle dropped 50 bones for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Drizzle, where did we mess up? Alright, we'll see if Drizzle. Okay. Drizzle wants to talk about Chad. Forget about these clowns. Drizzle wants to talk about Chad. I think Chad is obviously graduating with honors. I think, you know, Chad pulls triple duty. So like one thing that it does is you can trigger your gold seals and your lucky cards for money, of course. It also allows you to sort of double dip on, you know, some of these retrigger or trigger on scoring jokers, such as all the sinful jokers. These are commons, you know. So if these are commons, they're going to come up very frequently with Chad. I think there's also a lot of other good enhancements, such as, you know, the Molt cards from Empress, and then also the Chips cards from the Hierophant. And so it's like those tarot cards are very common. Those are easy to find. It's easy to find synergies with Chad. There's just synergies abound. And of course, you know, there's the best synergy. For a common, the Photo Chad is the combo, right? Pat Farm, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. All right. What about the Chips Jokers? How do the Chips Jokers compare to the Molt Jokers? I think early on I'd rather have the plus Molt. Later on, I'd rather not have any of these. So like that's kind of the tension here. So I think all of the chips are going to be worse than all of the Molt. And I think I would rank them in probably the same order as far as like, you know, what is the difficulty of making the hand versus like, you know, what is the reward that you get? Obviously, you know, here, Crafty, I believe this is Crafty. This is Crafty, this is Devious, this is Sly, this is Wily. I forgot what the 2-pair one is. Anyway, yeah, Crafty, flushes, easy to make. The reward you get is good for how easy it is to make. It's kind of like middle of the ground here. Sorry, middle of the road. And kind of the same thing with the 2-pair here. Sly is easy to make a pair, but the reward is not very good. And so it's basically free, but it's only 50 chips. So maybe, you know, we could put Wily down here, Devious slightly higher. Nasty fell asleep before stream. Welcome back, Nasty. How's everyone doing? I'm doing well. We already got the Photo Chat out of the way. CC says, Photo Chat is like Triboulet if Triboulet didn't suck. You know what you could do with the Photo Chat? Actually, wait, you can't. So one thing you could do with the photograph, which is a little bit underrated, is like you put the face card at the end. You only need one face card for the photograph to be valid, for it to be good. And so, you know, you can combine it with the sinful jokers, right? Whereas like with Chad, it has to be the first card. And then so you miss out on the opportunity to do all these other synergies. But once you have this synergy, once you have the Chad with the photograph, the synergy is powerful enough that I don't care that I don't have anything else. Like it's powerful enough to solo on its own. I think both of these are good separately, and I think together they're insane. Alright, what about the sinful jokers? I think for the sinful jokers, I think the potential payout, the amount of Molt that you can get, plus 15, I think that's better than all of these plus Molts from, you know, the ones I care about hands. You know, obviously these are the jokers that say, okay, you get rewarded when you play flushes, but you don't have to play the full flush. You could just play a straight that has only 3 cards, and it would still be 9 Molt, right? Also, the Molt you get happens before your glass cards, before your steel cards, before your Chad, or sorry, before your photograph. And so for that reason, yeah, Glutinous Joker, easy smash for me. Speed Boop, we're going to do the commons first. We're going to go in rarity order. I think, yeah, all of these, easy smash. On the sinful jokers, I like Lusty the least because I would rather it be Lustful Joker, but it's Lusty instead, so get out of here. Between the rest of these, I think probably clubs is a little bit redundant if we think about the uncommon ones. You know, the Onyx Agate gives you plus Molt, and if this also gives you plus Molt, that's a little bit redundant compared to the Arrowhead gives you plus chips. And then so, you know, Wrathful Joker, Rathanus Joker gives you plus Molt to go with your plus chips. That seems correct to me. Moonling says Diamond is the worst in your opinion. Diamonds have less synergy. I mean, they have the same amount of synergy. They have the same number of cards, right? You know, all of them have the one uncommon Joker. The problem is, like, the rough gem kind of sucks. Lusty goes hard with Bloodstone. Bloodstone goes hard without Lusty. Lusty goes hard without Bloodstone. Alright, what about Habsy's Joker? Habsy's is plus 20. Plus 20 is pretty compelling. Playing only 3 cards is pretty tough. I think most of the time that's not what you want to do. But if that is the thing that you want to do, plus 20 is insane. I think Habsy's is the easy smash for me. Alright, DGAF asks, did we ever finish the Chiclet run? That's not yet. We'll do the Chiclet run next week, Tuesday. If you just finished today's latest video. Cheerio says, we don't have the Pride Egg here. Yeah, that's just a consequence of, you know, I went to Tier Maker and someone already made, you know, uploaded the images of all the cards. we got the Pride Egg in our heart. Okay, I think, what else do we have? Abstract. Abstract's plus 15, which applies to every hand that you make. Well, it's not always plus 15, it kind of starts out at plus 12, I want to say. Unless it's like your little first Joker, but you get up to 4 Jokers within the first 2 antes. And so I think Abstract, it's an easy smash from me. Nasty still waking up, good luck. Abstract is solid plus Molt like Erosion and Summit. Yeah, I think, you know, the ability to kind of generically apply to any hand. I think I like Abstract maybe a little bit more than Habsy's. Even though plus 20 is strong, I think playing 3 cards is kind of tough. I like it a little bit less than the Sinful Jokers because the Sinful Jokers have more synergies, even though you have to work a little bit harder. Yeah, Speedboop says, always worth it to grab early game. Yeah. Also, the art is banging. Yeah. No, CC said the thing that matters most is the art for Abstract is really cool. I think Habsy's, the concept of it, you know, a torn in half Joker, I think that's really funny. Alright, we got Todd and we got Steven. Between the two of these, probably smash on both. I'm not going to pass either of these. And if we're going to smash, I think I rank them above the Sinful Jokers. Definitely Steven is up here, you know, because it gives you plus 4 for each card. And what you can do with this, you can play, you know, 2 pair with evens and then get the plus 16 Molt from 2 pair is like pretty strong. You know, pretty easy compared to, you know, trying to play a full flush. Sometimes you don't get the full 5 spades, you don't get the full flush, and that can be kind of challenging. Speedboop says, Todd better than Steven? So a thing that Todd does is it gives you chips. And chips are kind of important from Jokers in the sense that, like, chips are rare among Jokers. Right? Most Jokers are going to give you plus Molt or sometimes X Molt. Chips are kind of rare. And then so, you know, for the early game, getting a source of chips means, you know, if you have like plus 100 chips, then it doesn't matter if you play a flush, it doesn't matter if you play a pair. They're both going to score relatively, you know, about the same amount of points. And then so that enables you to get away with things like playing high card, playing pairs. And, you know, one thing that lets you do is you can use your discards for value. And you don't have to worry about what hand that you're trying to make. So you can like use your discards to find gold cards. You can use your discards to find purple seals, find blue seals and things like that. So Having chips is very powerful, being able to enable you, at least in the short term, you know, not necessarily enough long term, but in the short term, be able to play just stupid throwaway high card hands. So I think for that reason, I think Todd then, you know, gets the edge over Steven. Drizzle says, yeah, we ship them both, of course. This is Pride Month after all. Todd has a cooler hat? Nah, dog. Alright, what about gratification? Gratification gives you money. So, I mean, it's got to be at least in here, right? I think gratification, I think playing without discards is not impossible to do. It's just annoying to do, and you do miss out on value from discarding. So the main thing that I use discarding for is for digging for gold cards, which then give you value. Digging for purple seals, which then give you value. And so if you're missing out on all of that value, does it make up for, you know, however much value that you get from gratification? Gratification also, you're using your hands like discards instead of discards. And each hand that you use costs you $1. So I think gratification, it's a soft smash from me. Not a super hard smash on the gratification. Morpheus says, worst econ joker? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's the worst econ joker, but it's still an econ joker. Speedboop says, feels like they should have more tiers. Well, I mean, there's only like 60 of these. I'm only doing 5 tiers. Maybe there should be more, but we're doing 5 anyway. Yeah, wing cap, gentle smash on the gratification. All right, Michelle. Now 1 in 6 chance instead of 1 in 4 chance. Michelle's sticking around a little bit longer, but still finding the way to leave us at just the wrong time. I think you just gotta set, you know, reasonable expectations with Michelle. I think you know, even though she's gonna stick around on average longer than before, I think you can't count on her too much. I think you can't rely on her too much. You know, if you're expecting too much from her, then she's gonna leave you, and then you're gonna deserve it, and it's gonna, you know, mess you up for a while. But it's an easy smash for me. I mean, if you want, we could talk about Cavendish as well. Yeah, 15 mult is huge for a common. So I mean, Michelle does the same thing that Abstract does, right? Plus 15 to any hand that you play, any garbage that you play, plus 15, which is big, right? So we could put it down here. We could put it with Abstract. The thing that like takes it over the top for me is you have the chance of getting Cavendish, and for that chance, I think it's worth it to pick up Michelle. For a common, yeah. Michelle come back around, Cavendish, easy smash for me. Alright, Itchy Brainworms asks, is this just for Anti-8 or this for Endless? No, this is based on vibes only. I think Cavendish got good vibes. I think Photograph got good vibes too. I think I like, you know, it's kind of like small and square. I like when it's turned face down, you can find it pretty easily. Cavendish probably the best non-scaling X-Molt that you can get. Yeah, it's X-Molt is good, obviously, but just look at it. Cavendish is a diva? Cavendish make you work for it? Alright, bank card. Bank card is economy. So bank card, you go $20 in debt, you buy 2 booster packs, you buy 2.5 jokers. You just buy out everything in the shop. I think for me, this doesn't become super relevant most of the time. Most of the time, you know, I just get the economy online, and then, you know, I don't have to worry about going negative or whatever. But I think, like, you know, early on, in the same situation that you would take any of these plus mult jokers, these page 1 jokers, I think in that same situation, bank card is even better than those. And so bank card, I think it's going to be a soft, I think it's going to be a gentle smash from me on the bank card. I don't think it's as strong as halvesies, because with halvesies you don't really need to spend. You just get 20 mult, right? Bank card save you on the black deck? Yeah. I mean, there's that, right? Or not just the black deck. You know, if you're playing on the gold stake, sometimes you just need to get off the ground. And then once you like stabilize, then the thing about the bank card is you dump a ton of money on scoring. If your scoring is more stable, then you can survive using fewer hands. You get more money from leftover hands, but that's not just it, right? If you know that I can win every round in just one hand, I know that I don't need 2 flushes, I know that I only need 1 flush, then you can be a little bit more liberal with your discarding. And you can, you know, if you've got like rebate, for example, you can play hands just to throw them away, just to save your discards for your rebate, for your purple seals. And so like a early expense in the beginning, you know, spending down even though it costs you interest, can be worth it long term, can be better than interest sometimes, because it unlocks your ability to play more greedy in the short term and then get more value per round. Cheerio says, are we really saying that bank card is better than, you know, mult hand jokers? I think so. And that's all that matters. All right. How do we feel about 8-Ball team? 8-Ball generates tarot cards, but it generates tarot cards in a very convoluted way. And there's, you know, there's a lot of synergy that's possible. You know, you could get the dice, you could get the Chad, you could get, strength card is technically synergy with the 8-Ball because you can make more 8s, right? 8-Ball is silly. 8-Ball doesn't do anything, kind of like the Spaceman. I mean, you could play 3 8s at a time. Spaceman is just 1 in 4 chance 1 time. 8-Ball is 1 in 4 chance 3 times. I think 8-Ball almost always gives you 1 tarot card each round. Not necessarily 1 tarot card per hand, but 1 tarot card per round. So as like a value generator, I think we'll give it the gentle smash. We'll put it 1 step above the gratification. 8-Ball is instantaneous gratification. 8-Ball only good with oops. I think the thing you gotta realize is like booster packs are not guaranteed to help you. Like a Celestial pack, not guaranteed to help you. Most of the time it's just trash. Most of the time it's not helpful. And you just miss a lot. You maybe miss more than you realize. And so the same with the wheel, and the same with the 8-Ball, and the same with the Spaceman. And that's okay. All of these things, they all function the same. And so if you're mad about one, then like you gotta be mad about all of them. Or if you're forgiving to one, then you gotta be forgiving to all of them. See, the thing is, you gave up on the 8-Ball too early, and then you didn't get any value out of the 8-Ball because you didn't commit to it. Like the 8-Ball requires you to play 8s, you gotta play a lot of 8s. Alright, what about the fisting? So, kind of the low end, I think baseline, probably you get about 10 mult. I think it's not free. It's close to free, but it's not exactly free. You know, sometimes you have some low cards in your hand that you need to discard, but I think, you know, on the low end you get about 10 mult. On the high end you get about 15 mult. You know, 16, 18 mult. Could be higher, but like that's typically what you do. Drizzle says, vibes of the fist, polychrome fist, kind of off the charts. Honestly, yeah. I mean, even just the regular fist here, you know, the background on this is kind of off the charts. I think the 8-Ball is, you know, a little bit sad. I think the 8-Ball is not super spicy, but the fist does it for me. And so for the fist, I think it's gonna be I think it's going to be a smash for me, for the fist. I maybe value the fist more than I value gratification. Even though gratification gives you money, I think it being like plus molt and like top tier plus molt, also it, you know, triggers on the card in your hand, and so it's compatible with steel cards. Speedboop says, being really kind of jokes, not putting him in the low tiers. I mean, we're talking about comments here, right? Like, what do you want from, you know, these comments? They do the thing that they need to do, right? Except for the ones that don't. Let's talk about the ones that don't. We can move things around. We can shuffle some things around. All right, misprint. So the average value on misprint is like 12, right? It's like 13 or something like that. So like on average, it's as good as abstract. But I don't know, the thing about misprint is if you only have the ability to make one scoring hand, getting the low roll can be run ending, right? Like, it's not just, oh, that's a little bit inconvenient, oh, that's a little bit awkward. It's like, no, that actually just ended my run. You know, I played the one straight that I'm capable of playing, and then it didn't score enough points. And then when you do get like the plus 23, well, I didn't need plus 23, I just needed plus 10. Kind of has the same issue as the Bloodstone, too high variance. Yeah, I like being able to know exactly what's going to happen, because oftentimes what I'm looking for is I actually don't want to score points. I actually just want to throw away hands for, you know, to-do list money or rebate money, or, you know, I want to level up I want to do the square dance. I actually don't want to score enough points, and I just want the predictability. And so for the lack of consistency, I think it's going to be a pass for me, dog, on the misprint. I think on average, though, I think it's still better than things like, you know, Droll Joker and Mad Joker, because it applies to any hand. Cheerio says we love Mystic Summit in this house. Yeah, so Summit's going to be another plus 15. It's another plus 15 like Abstract, except it's only active when you use all your discards, which most of the time that's what you want to do anyway, but it's not all of the time that that's what you want to do. But one thing that's nice about it is, like I said, you know, sometimes you don't want to score points so that we can extract more value out of a round. You want to play throwaway hands, that way you can dig for your gold cards and your purple seals. There's other value generators, that's just like the ones that come to mind the most often. And so like being able to control when it's on and when it's off is like very powerful. I think if you're in a situation where I need two hands in order to win, then it's tough, because I can't get the score on the first hand unless I use all my discards. If I use my discards, I can't get the score on the second hand because I can't find my second hand. So I think it's worse than Abstract, and I think it's worse than the Habsies too. But I take it above Bank Card. Alright, Banner is another of these chips generators. You know, we'll scoot them up here. We got the Gelato here. We got the Way Too Blue Joker. What other chips generators? We could do the Square Dance here. We got the Running Man. We've got, I think Scholar. Scholar is like a pretty important source of chips. Walkie Talkie kind of gives you chips. I think that's it, right? We covered all the chips generators. And so for all the chips generators, you know, all of these commons here. Scary Face, yeah. Scary Face, and then followed by Smiley Face. Okay. Banner requires you to use your discards. That's it. It's a pass for me, dog. Yeah, Platinum Corgi's with me. I don't think you belong in this class. I don't think you belong with the rest of my children. I think the vibes are off. Gelato saves runs. Wingcap says it requires you to save your discards. Yeah. No, discards are money. Maybe we were too kind to gratification. Maybe gratification is more like here. Drizzle says anything that takes my discards. Yeah, but gratification gives me money though. You can have my discards if you're gonna give me the money. You use banner, but it feels awkward sometimes. So like, the thing that you can do with the banner, right? You know, if you get the plus 30 chips, or even if you just get plus 60 chips, like not even that many chips, then you can play, like I said, high card. You could play pairs. You could play whatever. It doesn't matter what's in your deck. It doesn't matter how bad you are at using your tarot cards. You just play any card. Banner, right? And still, that's terrible. you miss out. You miss out on the ability to get all the enhanced cards, gold cards, purple seals. Cheerio, you say you only use banner if you already have gratification. Then it's okay to use banner. I think banner is fine early. I think early on I prefer banner maybe over these other ones here. No, that's not true. Actually, these just give you more chips and are easier to satisfy. Itchy Brainworm says, having just one purple seal in your deck, just one, that's enough for you to sell your gratification? That's enough for you to not buy banner? Yeah, same. Even just a gold card, right? Like gold card, you know, it doesn't say that you have to use your discards, but it kind of does. Because you don't get the gold card in your hand unless you use your discards. Gelato's getting the smash though. Gelato goes with Todd. I don't want to come between these two, so Gelato goes here. Yeah, I would smash. I would smash with a Gelato. Alright, but the Blue Joker is kind of like the Gelato in that, you know, it just gives you a bunch of chips for free. Like whatever hand you play gives you chips. The Gelato shrinks every round, but it starts at 100 and then it ticks down. The Blue Joker starts at like 90 and then it ticks down as you use your discards, right? So Blue Joker is kind of like the banner. It doesn't say that you want to not use your discards, but that is how it functions. Like practically that is what it does. But I think it's a little bit more free than these other chips generators. I'll put the Blue Joker up here. I think I'd rather have Molt than Blue Joker. Deathless Clap says Gelato is nice because spreads out evenly. Yeah, like every common Joker that you pick up, 100% every common Joker that you pick up is perishable. If you pick up a money generating Joker, it's perishable. You will reach a point in the game where you have to sell it to score more points. You have to replace it with a scoring Joker. You know, every, you know, plus Molt Joker that you get, every plus chips Joker that you get, you will eventually, it'll be outclassed. You'll replace it once you find better uncommons, once you find, you know, higher level planet cards to where, you know, mostly the thing that you get from the planet cards is chips. And, you know, the ratio of chips to Molt that you get on planet cards is higher than the ratio of chips to Molt that you get on Jokers. So like Todd is 30 Molt and then 30 chips, 31 chips, and then Steven is 4 Molt. But then on the planet cards you get like 20 chips and 1 Molt, or you get like 30 chips and then 2 Molt, or, you know, or stuff like that, right? So the ratio is much higher chips leaning on the planet cards, and so all of these chips generators fall off later on. But that's fine. You know, at the time that you get these commons, they do the thing that they need you to do. They do survival for you. Blue Joker never goes down to 0, whereas Banner does go to 0. That's correct, yeah. Blue Joker goes down to 30, which is kind of like 0. Alright, Real Rhyme Time asks, what about Runner? What about Runner? Square can get out of my class. I don't want to see you on campus ever again. Square is such a weird little guy. Yeah. Square is Square. He's a... Okay. Look, I'm not gonna lie. He is a cutie, alright? But he doesn't do his homework. He doesn't work for me. He doesn't... You know, just a cute face is... I need more than that. Yeah. Alright, but Real Rhyme Time asked about the Runner. Easiest smash. Easy smash for me on the Runner. The thing that's compelling about the Runner is you just get so many chips. The number's so big for like how little effort you got to put in. Like I'm not saying it's no effort, but for how little effort, the number's too big. The number should be 12. I think 15 is insane. Yeah, for folks wondering, we're doing just the commons right now. I will say though, you know, when you do get a lot of Saturn cards, which is often the case, you know, if you have the Runner, often you do find yourself with a lot of Saturn cards, then the Runner becomes obsolete. But that's not a Runner problem, and that's not necessarily a problem. That's just a thing. That's just how the game functions, is like you get a lot of chips from Planet cards, you get a lot of chips from Saturn cards. The Runner gives you a hedge against not getting Saturn cards. Like the ideal scenario is you get a lot of Saturn cards, but you don't necessarily always get a lot of Saturn cards. You know, there is a little bit of variance there. Sometimes you don't get as many. You know, sometimes you don't get a blue seal, for example. And in that case, you're really happy to have the Runner on your team. And what's nice about the Runner is whatever chips that it builds up, like once you get it to 60, once you get it to 90, every hand that you play, even if it's not a straight, it still gets the chips. And so you can start out, you can play a few straights. You can play one straight every round for maybe 6 rounds. Or, you know, one straight every other round for like 12 rounds. And then just play pairs after that. Just play flushes after that. Play anything else. It's very easy to start building up the Runner and then pivot onto something else if you need to. Jay says, requires you to not only find, but also play a straight, whereas Square just needs any 4 cards to be played. Yeah, so Square is obviously way easier, but Square takes 4 hands in order to get the same plus 15 that the Runner does. So like definitely Square is easier to activate, but not easier in terms of like, Runner only cost me 1 hand per round, only cost me $1 per round, whereas like Square cost me $4 per round. If I'm using the Runner, I'm playing 1 straight every round anyway. It doesn't cost me extra. Whereas like Square, I don't want to play more than 1 hand. It costs me an extra $1 for every one that I do. Square would be balanced at 5 plus 5, but it's 4 because it's funny if it's 4. That's why it's 4. Alright, Scholar for aces. Scholar gives you chips and also molt. I think Scholar is, it feels kind of like these two. Kind of feels like Todd, kind of feels like Steven here. Sorry, I apologize about the alarm. Yeah, Scholar, you know, feels like these two. Gives you both kind of things. It gives you chips, it gives you mult, but finding aces is not trivial. It's not easy. And the payoff that you get for finding the aces could be better. Even as a common, I think compared to other commons, I think it's not as safe as the Sinful Jokers. I mean, the Sinful Jokers, even just +3 is like obviously not as strong as getting the chips from the aces, but it's just way safer to just play any hearts, any diamonds, 2 diamonds, or whatever. I think then, you know, definitely worse than Summit. Summit gives you +15 to any hand. I think Scholar, Scholar's gonna get the pass from me. There's no way we're smashing with the Scholar. Kurgler asks, curious how we compare Scholar with the Walkie-Talkie. So Walkie-Talkie is you get less chips, but you still get 4 mult. The chips don't matter as much. It's 10s and 4s, which are twice as many cards as aces. So you can get like, you know, 2 pair, 10s and 4s. You get a full house, 3 10s, and then maybe 2 8s or something like that. I think Walkie-Talkie, I think it's definitely not as consistent as Steven because it's only 2 cards, it's 10s and 4s. And also like 10s and 4s, they don't link up, they don't connect. You can't make a straight from a 10 to a 4. It's really just 2 pair or full houses or just a random 10, a random 4 as part of a flush. And so I think the, you know, the Walkie-Talkie, it's gonna be a pass from me on the Walkie-Talkie. Murphy's upset about the banner. Murphy, welcome back. Also, for folks just tuning in, if you have any disagreements, all you got to do, there's a button, donate $10 or more to the Stonewall Community Foundation. We're trying to raise money for the Stonewall Community Foundation. $10 or more, I'll reevaluate one of the jokers of your choice. Alright, Scary Face gives you chips, same number of chips as Todd. Well, it's 30 for faces, Todd gives you 31 for odd cards, so Todd gives you a little bit more. There's more odd cards than there are faces in your deck. Oh, Adrizzle says 7TV might be interfering with the donate button. Might have to disable 7TV. Oh, that's tragic. That's upsetting. I think Scary Face is a source of chips. I think I'd take it over the Gelato. Yeah. I'd still smash. I mean, I would complain about it the whole time, but I would still smash Scary Face. Alright, but I think Smiley Face though, +5 mold for every face card, compared to +4 mold for even cards. As far as commons go, yeah, that's an easy smash. Smiley Face. Smiley Face has all of the strengths of the Sinful Jokers, and Steven here has all of the strengths, but then just the numbers bigger is 5. Not really a combo with the Photograph here, because Photograph gives you the ×2 on your first face card, and then, you know, if you have extra face cards, you get extra +5s after that. But you play 2 face cards as a pair, just a pair, that's +10 mult. That's already better than Jolly, right? And because you only need 2 faces, you can discard all your cards and then just draw a pair of faces. All right, we've got some economy jokers coming up. We'll do Riff Raff first. Let me line up here. Let me get the golden joker up here. Let me get the golden ticket in here. Is that all the economy jokers? We got the to-do list. All right. Riff Raff. Cloud9. Cloud9's an uncommon. We're doing all the commons first. Riff Raff is the greatest. The GOAT. I mean, Riff Raff could give you anything. It could even bring Michelle back. Riff Raff is an easy smash for me. Top of the line smash. I don't think Riff Raff is the greatest though. I feel like, you know, you've got Cavendish to compete with, and like, what do you want from Riff Raff? What you want is good jokers. Okay, what's the best joker? Cavendish. Like, I would rather just have Cavendish. Yeah, so here's the thing about the clown. So let's say you reroll 3 times. Let's say you reroll $5, $6, $7. That's 3 rerolls. Clown says the first one's free, but it doesn't update the price of the subsequent one. So what that means is first reroll 0, second reroll is 5, third reroll is 6. Right? So example 1 is 5, 6, 7. Example 2 is 0, 5, 6. So where'd the 7 go? What that means is, however many times you reroll, the clown actually replaces the most expensive one. It gives you a free one and it doesn't increase the price by 1. So like the way the math works out, it's equivalent to saying it just gives you the last one for free. And so if you're re-rolling 3 times per shop on average, I think the clown is going to give you $7 every round. I think that's easily better than, you know, golden. This is tough. I'm not sure, you know, if I'd rather just have the money, or, you know, maybe what is the thing that I'm trying to do with the money is I'm trying to get, you know, maybe if I have a scaling joker like the runner gives me money in the form of chips. Like chips, that's also money. That's money that I don't have to spend. That's like increasing my score. But I think I'd take the money. Even more so than the Chad. I think money's just busted. Alright, Cheerio says golden joker honors for sure also. I think golden joker is maybe close to the worst of the money generators, which is cool. That's good, right? Because it's free, like you don't have to do any work. You just pick it up as just $4. Yeah, golden joker kind of mid. I feel like if you got the runner, why you need golden joker? Golden joker, I'll give you the smash, but I'm not proud of it. When I get golden joker, I'm not proud of it. Northern Lion though, Northern Lion easy smash. It's not Riff Raff though. Business scales? Kinda. Business gives you on average $1. Whoa, 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 hold on. We got $10 from Tom Bombadillo for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Tom Bombadillo, did we make a mistake? Tom Bombadillo wants to talk about the clown again. Alright, so here's the thing about the clown. Tom Bombadillo is like, it's good if you're re-rolling multiple times per shop, but like, who's re-rolling multiple times per shop? Who got the money to re-roll, right? You need money to spend money. And so it's just like the D6 tag. D6 tag, you know, your re-roll start at 0. And if you could do like 6 re-rolls for $15 if you take the D6 tags, and then that saves you like $30 worth of value. I think then it's not as easy and clean as just getting the $4. $4 doesn't have to be a re-roll. $4 can be, you know, could be booster packs. Itchy Brainworm says, I was the one. I was responsible. I put you onto the clown. Okay. Jay's jumping in here. We got $10 for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Jay, you're on the line. Tom Bombadillo says, if you're at the point where you're re-rolling multiple times, where are you in the game? You're in the late game. If you're in the late game, you need the Joker slots for scoring. So you don't have room for the clown that late in the game. Jay wants to talk about Golden Joker again. Golden Joker feels really bad because it requires you to hold on to it for several rounds to offset the cost. Yeah, Golden Joker costs $6. Clown only costs $4. Golden Joker costs $6. You know, it costs you twice as much. And you get back some of that money, you know, early on. You know, it gives you $4, but it doesn't. You also lose interest, right? If you spend $6, you lose like an extra amount of interest. So, you know, early on, I think, you know, you need some kind of scoring Joker to help you survive the first couple of rounds here. I think Golden we could put down here with gratification. Gratification as like another money generator. You know what? Actually, gratification can potentially give you like $6, $8 per round, whereas like Golden Joker can only give you $4. Maybe we'll do this. Bank card costs you interest in the short term, but you can spend, you can buy more stuff, and with more stuff, you know, those can be potentially value generators. You know, with the bank card, you can buy booster packs to get gold cards, and you can get gold seals and purple seals and blue seals. Yeah, Jay says definitely worse than gratification. Doesn't give you as much money as gratification. All right. Business card. Business card gives you on average $1 per face card. Okay? And so if you play 5 face cards, like you play a full house, that's like your hand. First of all, if you're playing a full house, you're probably winning the round with the full house. And if you're playing the full house, you get $5. You went through all this work, you got $5. Business card gives you $2 per card sometimes. It's 1 and 2 for $2. I think business card for me, I think it's still going to get the smash, but once again, I'm not super proud of it necessarily. As far as like money generators go, I think it's going to be better than gratification. I think it's going to be worse than clown. So, you know, I can put it anywhere in here. So like, you know, for plus mult generators, you know, Abstract and Summit are better among plus mult generators. The Sinful Jokers are among the even better ones. And then so like among money generators, I think business card is kind of mid. So maybe we'll put it up here with I prefer it over 8-ball. I think we can bump it up over the fist, but Smiley's definitely better. I do like, you know, the very clean artwork, very clean design. I like these, you know, diagonal stripes here. What about Faceless? Faceless Joker kind of creeps you out, Speed Boop. Yeah. Faceless Joker kind of leaves me wanting too. I think Faceless Joker has some deficiencies. I think trying to assemble 3 face cards in the same discard is troubling. I think it's difficult. I think it's on average going to be less difficult than not using any discards at all if you're just trying to use your discards for the face cards, right? So maybe Faceless, you know, we could put it up above gratification. Like that's easy. Faceless is going to be worse than business card. Business card, you just play the face cards. I think is a little bit easier. I think you can get multiple. You can get the $10 per round, though it's pretty tough. Pretty tough to get more than $5. Get the $10 per round. So I think I put it here. I think I put it above the Sinful Jokers. Wait, Tom Bombadillo is back with another $10. Another $10 for the Stonewall Community Foundation. All right, tell me what's on your mind, Tom Bombadillo. Deathless Clap says, with Faceless, you only needed to do it once to get interest. Yeah, but like, that's true about all of the value generators. All the money generators give you $5. The question is like, how annoying is it to get $5? Tom Bombadillo says, 8-ball kind of bad. Need 4 8s to average 1 tarot card. Okay, so what you're telling me is 8-ball is not as good as Superposition that just guarantees you a tarot card every round. It's not as good as, you know, Hallucination that's going to give you the same kind of, like, on average give you the 1 tarot card per round if you open 2 booster packs. I think, you know, early on, that's, you know, assuming that you have the 4 8s, but you're not going to play 4 8s every round unless you just make your deck all 8s. I think 8-ball, we can pass on the 8-ball. I don't think 8-ball needs to smash with the rest of these. Speedboop says Faceless is just an infinitely worse version of Rebate. I don't necessarily think that's true, but also Rebate is imbalanced. The number too big, and so like you can't use that as your like point of comparison, right? Like everything is worse than Rebate, so I don't think it's fair to compare it to Rebate. Yeah, Rebate should be adjusted. Rebate should be $4. Rebate should be $4.2. Rebate's gonna get the smash from me. I think Rebate Rebate, I'd rather have the money than have Michelle with me. Is it? I don't think that's controversial to say. Alright, Superposition though. Superposition, you get 1.1 tarot cards per round. Like sometimes you get 0 tarot cards, but sometimes you get 2. And I think on average with Superposition, you get 1.1 tarot cards on average. And for me, that's good enough. Superposition Eye, we gonna smash. It's not at the level of the Chad though. Chad always gonna got my back. Chad always gonna take care of me. Superposition gonna make me work for it, which is fine. I don't mind working for it, you know, but it's not like Hallucination. Ooh, Hallucination gonna get the big time smash from me. Hey, Tom Bombadillo, you could choose your own adventure, but Hallucination is going straight to the top. Hallucination is as good or perhaps sometimes better than Cartomancer, and Cartomancer is an uncommon that costs you $6. Hallucination costs you $4. Also, just look at this guy. What a funny little guy. Also, if you get the negative Hallucination, his hat is gold. Hey, if you don't love Superposition, if you don't like working for it, you know, if you don't like Runner, you know, you're not used to working for it, that's okay. You know, you could choose your own adventure. I just, you know, have more refined taste, and that's okay too. I think parking's gonna get the pass. No smash on the parking. I think parking, there's potential there, but 1 in 2 chance for $1, and you know, let's say you fill your, let's say you like max it out. Let's say you have 7 face cards in hand. Playing a hand costs you $1, right? 7 face cards on average gives you $3.5, but it costs you $1. So you get 2.5. And that's if you go through the effort of using all your discards to find all the face cards and then playing 1 card at a time. And then sometimes you lose. Tom Bombadillo says they like to gaze as much as the next person. But the high end straights, tough for the value that it, tough for the superposition value. I don't think it's that tough. I think superposition is self-enabling. I think you get the tarot cards and then you remove the stinky low cards. And then you just get the kings and queens all the time. I think golden ticket you kind of have to work a lot for too, right? Like keeping gold cards in hand, $3. You play a gold card, you get $4. You get $1 extra from playing the gold card instead of holding the gold card. Obviously there's synergies, you know, retrigger synergies for you to get it online, but you know, there's other kind of, you know, even just like Faceless Joker with, you know, the Drunkard giving an extra discard, like that's a synergy. And that's a common, yeah. Ticket is pretty cool with Chad though, but I think that's more a consequence of like, Chad is really good, and then so it makes Ticket look less bad when Chad is really good, you know? Ticket kind of situation. I think Ticket you also, you know, not going to see it all the time. A lot of the time you have like 2 gold cards in your deck, and then you get the Ticket, and then you can't stop getting the Ticket because it's a common, it just comes up all the time. I think Ticket's gonna, I'm gonna give it the pass. I'm gonna pass on the Ticket. Alright, Tom Bombadillo, another $10 for Stonewall Community Foundation. Alright, lay it on me. Cheerio says Tom has strong opinions tonight. Hey, we're here for it. Anyone else want to throw their hat in the ring? Go ahead. I mean, we're just on the comments, so you know, save a little for the uncommons. It's gonna get messy. Tom Bombadillo agreed with us on the Ticket. Just felt like donating another 10 for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Thanks, Tom Bombadillo. Legendary LGBT ally. All right. How about Deathbringer? Thank you for the Prime sub. To-do list. I think to-do list. To-do list goes with business card. Shopping list extremely useful. Sometimes you get high card and you just make out like a bandit. Sometimes you get pairs and that's good enough too. To-do list big variance. Sometimes big money, sometimes no money. Sometimes you only get the, it's like $4, right? Sometimes you only get the $4 one time. To-do list can sometimes hit 4 of a kind, can sometimes hit the straight flush. Yeah. It's not as consistent as the business card, but it does like pay out big. What I like about the to-do list is it gives me something to do, right? Like, it makes the game more interesting. It says like, hey, try playing this hand if you can, and then I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be greedy, and then I'm gonna fail to do it, and then I'm gonna lose the run. But it's fine because we have fun doing it. Itchy Brainworms, another $10 for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Itchy Brainworms can't stand this, can't stand for this. Alright. Itchy Brainworm says superposition. Here's the thing. If you're playing on the abandoned deck, you get the straights every time. You get the low ball straight, the ace through 5. You get 2 of them in the same round. On the abandoned deck, you could probably get maybe like 1.6 tarot cards on average from the superposition. But if you're playing on any other deck, you're gonna get the tarot card less than once per round on average. You know, maybe like 70% you actually get the tarot card from the superposition. Itchy Brainworm says superposition can get out of here. Cheerio says Supernova, once you've played like 15 hands, you almost get half of a joker. I don't think Supernova deserves to be expelled, but it doesn't spark joy. It's gonna be a pass for me. Itchy Brainworm says ace is a... If you're holding on to an ace, it's awkward to hold on to an ace if you're trying to make straights. You know, because then you got the dreaded... You know, you got the dreaded inside straight draw, of course. Here's the thing that you're underrating about superposition is it's got the lambdas and it's got the size in the background. Alright, White Mamba says sorry to interrupt. Alright. How do we feel about the bus? I feel like the bus I feel like the bus is too easy to crash the bus. I feel like... Nah, that's not true. It depends. I feel like most of the time you can just get away with it. I feel like most of the time you can just like, if you draw some bad face cards, you can play a pair and then you can use that as a way of discarding them. I feel like most of the time that's not the problem with the bus. The problem with the bus is if you invest a lot into it, by the time it becomes big, by the time it becomes useful, you're already at a point in the game where you should just be doing something else. Like by the time it becomes useful, it becomes obsolete. Unless you're doing only high card, in which case the only way to make high card viable is to have like a large source of plus mult, in which case then of course the bus is going to be good for you. You know, if you're trying to do the dumb thing. But if you're playing like a reasonable hand, then you don't need the plus mult from the bus. The bus triggers after your glass cards, it triggers after your steel cards. What you need is Habsies. You need Habsies early on to carry you while you're still building up your economy, while you're still, you know, doing the deck building. Whereas like bus doesn't do that. Also bus costs $6. It's gonna be a pass for me on the bus. I like bus better than misprint though. Platinum Corgi asks, would I be willing to buy a physical copy? Sorry. We got Platinum Corgi, and then we also got a donation from Kurglow that I want to get to. Platinum Corgi says, would I be willing to get the physical copy of Balatro? The physical copy comes with a pack of cards. I don't know if it's a booster pack, like a randomized pack of cards. I don't know if that's the thing, though I just don't know. I don't know the details. but I would expect that it's like a predetermined set of cards. And is like that the kind of thing that I'm interested in? Not really. I don't buy a whole lot of merch. Not that I wouldn't, just that's, I don't know. I don't necessarily feel that I have the disposable income that I can do that. But, you know, I like hearing about other people's. Kurglo says, can we revisit the credit card? All right. Kurglo says, the only reason they want to go into debt is if their scoring is really bad. Credit card occupies a joker slot. Can't sell it. Wait. And then once you do go into debt, if you sell the credit card, then you can't buy any jokers. Yeah. I guess like the thing about the credit card, like it only costs $1 and you don't necessarily need that much from one shop. Like usually what you want is just like every shop, you want to buy a little bit more, just a little bit more each shop. It's rare for you to find two jokers that you want to buy from the same shop, right? Usually it's a couple rounds before you find the next joker that you actually care about, that you actually want to buy. And if you do find the credit card, it's in a shop, it's already taking up one of the shop slots, right? So I think like the ideal scenario is you get the credit card, you buy everything in one shop or you buy everything in the next shop, and then you get rid of it. And then after you get rid of it, okay, I just commit to not buying anything for a couple rounds. Just like normally when you're trying to save money for interest, you're just like, okay, I just don't buy anything until I have $25 in the bank. I just don't buy anything until I'm out of debt because I can't buy anything because I'm in debt. And, you know, I think it's probably better, it's almost always better to just, you know, get a little bit here and there rather than trying to, most of the time, you know, you go into a shop, you don't even need all booster packs, right? There's some booster packs that you want more than others. And so, you know, maybe for that reason, we could put it behind the 8-ball. It's awkward if you find a joker that you want, but you can't buy. Pretty epic when you hit the Wraith though. Yeah, I think the thing is like when you go into debt with the credit card, you just gotta like cover your eyes. You just gotta like when you go into a shop, you just like, okay, pretend I don't see anything. Cause like every round, you don't need to score the most points every round, you just need to score enough points every round, enough points to survive. Alright, what about the wetness? The wet joker? I'll admit, it's not as good as the bus. Is that what you want me to say? It's a $3 joker and it's a common joker. So for $3, would I rather have, you know, Jolly or wetness? For $3, I'd rather have Jolly. For $3, would I rather have Sly or wet joker? I think wet joker is gonna get a pass. Splash card is, I would say, useful. It has its uses. I wouldn't say it's deceptively good though, Expel Sword. I think deceptively good is like overselling it a little bit. I would say Splash is perhaps underrated. Like I think most people would rate Splash way lower than this. And I think Splash is underrated, but even it being underrated, it's still not good. It is pretty though. It's another pretty boy. Yeah, almost never take it. Because like most of the time, what you should be doing, you should be playing 5 cards. And if you're playing 5 cards, Splash doesn't do anything. Splash is another one of those where it is good if your build is bad. Like if you're doing terrible, then anything more than terrible, anything just a little bit becomes worth it if you're doing terrible. Green Joker can get out of here. Not green enough Joker. Green Joker, not nearly as green as red card, not nearly as green as the blue Joker is blue. What's nice about the bus is you can still use your discards for full value, discard for value, and you can still play like a flush, right? You build up all the mult on the bus and then you play a flush. You build up all the mult on the bus and then you play a straight. You use your discards. Compared to the green Joker, if you don't have your discards, then you're really stuck with playing pairs. Maybe 2 pairs is not unreasonable, but I'm gonna miss out on my gold cards. I'm never gonna find my gold cards if I'm not using my discards. You're just missing out on too much value. Jaspy says, used splash for successful high card run. Yeah, I think Bus and Supernova and Green Joker, I think they're all completely valid for, you know, making a high card run work. They're not the only thing that you need to make a high card run work. You also need a source of chips. Like, you need both. And so if you don't get the source of chips, then your Green Joker is trash. All right, Wingcap wants to see what it looks like green up here with Todd and Steven. No, not delightful. Get out of here. You get out of my class. I think red card is underrated. I think red card as a source of plus mult is definitely better than the bus. I think as a source of plus mult, I think red card is worse than Summit. Summit just gives you 15 for free. You don't have to work for it. I think red card is underrated, but I think you still got to be realistic about, you know, what it is capable of. I think most people will put red card at the bottom. I don't think it's that bad. Red card makes you make more decisions. Yeah. I think skipping booster packs is expensive. It's a huge opportunity cost. So like, you don't take skip tags, you don't skip rounds, you don't take skip tags because you don't want to miss out on the opportunity of seeing booster packs, looking inside the booster packs. And if you skip the booster packs with the red card, then that's just as bad as skip tags. Drizzle says, wouldn't pay booster pack prices. Wouldn't pay $4 for plus 3 mult. I think there's situations in which I would be willing to pay $4 for plus 3 mult. I think those situations are often towards the end of the game when I have a lot of disposable income. And, you know, if it's towards the end of the game where I do have the disposable income, then maybe I don't need the red card anymore at that point. I think the solid, unrestricted sources of plus mult are insane early game, very stable. Red card world record ran when? I don't know if it's like necessarily super interesting, the red card. Leveling it up and trying to get the world record. Like it kind of just becomes like the egg run, right? You just keep it for as many rounds as possible. Alright, what's nice about the Fortune Teller? Fortune Teller is retroactive. Fortune Teller, obviously you're not going to pick it up early, but when you find it later, it's like, oh yeah, I did use 30 tarot cards, it turns out. Yeah, tarot card can look into the past, Wingcap. So it's not as good as just getting money. Fortune Teller would be awful if it wasn't retroactive. Yeah, then it'd be actively terrible. Question, would you, if Fortune Teller wasn't retroactive, it was just +1 for tarot cards, would you still take it if it was $4? Would you still take it if it was $3? What if it was +2 for tarot cards? I think there's different ways to balance it. Still better than green. Yep, that's it. Extra hand size. I think it's not as good as money. I'm down with the hand size. I'm down with the juggler. This silly little hat here, we could smash. It's not my proudest smash though. I think I'd rather just have the +15 molt. I think +15 molt is safer. Like the idea behind the juggler is with the extra hand size, you can get your better hands more safely. And if you get your better hands more safely, then like that's the way that you score points. Wingcap asks, can we get Don Palambi's music? Can we get the funky remix today? Oh, maybe. I would have to... Logistically, it could be complicated. We could take a recess. We could take a break after we finish the comments, and let me try to figure it out. All right, extra discard. I think actually, you know, I used to prefer the extra hand size. What's nice about the hand size is the hand size makes your discards more powerful if you have more hand size, right? If you can discard more cards at a time. I'll drizzle $10 for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Okay. I'll drizzle's got an opinion about our boys here, Drunkard and Juggler. Drizzle was gonna say superposition back up, but actually we need to get the red card out of here. Okay. Red card is worse than misprint. It's worse than the plus molt for hands. It's got to be better than Zany though. Drizzle, tell me more. Drizzle says scalers for molt. Other scalers give you molt for things that you're already doing. So like, even compared to the bus, you don't have to play multiple hands per round for the bus to be worth it. You can just play 2 hands per round for the bus to be worth it. And by worth it, I don't mean like you're gonna take it to the end of the game. I'm saying like it's good enough, you're gonna keep it for a while, it's gonna survive for a while until you have money for uncommons. Rerolling for uncommons. Whereas like red card, Drizzle says, you never skip booster packs. Except for celestial packs. Except even then, you can probably find something that you want. Like usually you're picking 2 planet cards at the same time. Maybe straights and also 4 of a kind is like a pivot I like to do. Straights and then also straight flushes. Flushes and then also... series, what is it, flush houses. You might skip standard packs. Yeah, standard packs kind of high variance. If you get the seals, they're good. If you don't get the seals, you don't take them. I think I'd rather have a blue joker than having a red card. Extra discard. Discards are money. Discard's not as good as Smiley Face. Smiley Face is just too much molt. It's just too big. Alright. Ataraxia? Ataraxia with another $10 for the Stonewall Community Foundation? Ataraxia, you're on the line? Killed by Lava says... Murphy's upset. Murphy's upset about superposition. You could use a hand as a discard. You could use a hand as a discard, except Rebate says discard specifically. Purple Seal says discard specifically. Faceless Joker says discard specifically. Ataraxia wants to know what made Superposition get demoted so hard. I think if we're gonna be honest here, I think it's just difficult to make the straight. At least, you know, the first couple times here. You can get there later on. You can definitely, you know, with the deck building, with the deck manipulation. You know, it's another one of those where, like, if you're doing well, then you're scoring enough points to win with just one straight. And then so at most you get to get the one activation. Alright. We could put Superposition above the ticket. Justice for Superposition? Alright, alright. Binks asks, why is green so much lower than the bus? Not being able to use your discards. Discards are a lot of value. Discards allow you to get gold cards. Discards allow you to get purple seals. How is Superposition better than Golden Ticket? Ooh, Sleepy likes the booster pack music. See, Nasty, the thing that you misunderstand about the ticket is one additional dollar, right? Like, it gives you $4 per gold card played, but like if you keep the gold card in your hand, it's $3. And if you have the mime, it's $6. Like, obviously, if you have like re-triggering jokers that are gonna make your ticket better, but like the re-triggering jokers are uncommon, except for Chad, which is the one common. And that's a consequence of Chad being good and not a consequence of the ticket being good. Yeah, ticket's fine. It's just not as easy as the Golden Joker. Popcorn gives you plus 20. Alright. Popcorn we can smash. I'm down with the popcorn. Popcorn gives me 20, 16, and 12. That's it. I only need it for 3 rounds. 20, 16, and 12. That's it. Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler is better than Misprint. Misprint's going to give me... Is Swashbuckler better than the bus? Probably not. Shoot the Moon? Get out of here. Shoot the Moon is better than the Scholar, but it's like equal footing as the Scholar. Because, like, you know, just getting queens is hard. It's high variance, it's tough. Though plus 13 molt is a lot of molt, you really only need the one queen to get the plus 13 rather than like Scholar requires multiple aces. I think Shoot the Moon can come up here. A thing that I don't like about Shoot the Moon is it looks like a queen, like this is supposed to look like a queen, and if I have, you know, playing cards in the shop, if I have regular playing cards in the shop, I think it's a queen. I get confused when I see it. Drizzle likes the Bonkler better than the bus, but yeah, the bus costs $6. The question is, like, does the bus give you $6 worth of value compared to the Swashbuckler is only $4, right? Is it 50% better than the Swashbuckler? I don't think it probably is. Swashbuckler is kind of like Abstract, but just more awkward. Every Joker on average sell for $2, right? Oh my goodness, hold the phone. Wingcap jumping to the top of the list. Wingcap got $100 for the Stonewall Community Foundation. Wingcap, tell me how you really feel. Making it rain in here. Deserved, of course. Yeah. Well-deserving charity. All right, Wingcap. This is the final lineup for the commons. Do we any last adjustments to the commons before we wrap it up? Wingcap asks, okay. Green Joker, it's not too late for him. Green Joker, we can help him. He can improve his grades. We just got to come up with like a study plan, right? We got to come up with like maybe a tutoring and like office hours plan. You know, what's he got to do to graduate with honors? I mean, he really done me dirty, taking away my discards, but he's also only $4, and so maybe for a $4 Joker, you know, especially if you're playing on the higher stakes, you know, maybe if you're playing on the gold stakes, Mouth knows, right? Mouth will say, Northern Lion also a big proponent, you know, outspoken proponent of the green Joker. You know, Life Coach also got the, you know, 15 deck win streak across all the gold stakes, back to back. Big fan of the Green Joker. Green Joker can come up here, but it's behind the Running Man. I'm not sorry about that at all. No one saw that.